We all live different lives and we all have different experiences. We might have some overlapping ones here and there, of course, but the small little tiny differences in our lives are going to be very, very different, Your life is not equal to my life, and that's what makes us us. And the same goes for our journey in faith with Jesus Christ and God. And so naturally, since our lives are different, our encounters with Jesus Christ and God are going to be different as well. But something that I found in common with all people in terms of how they converted to Christianity is that they were at a very low point in their life. They might have experienced all the world had to offer, but realized that wasn't the way. Or maybe they were just very much suffering and had nothing to go for them. They were maybe on the verge of suicide and all that. Because after experiencing that low point, something just clicks. They realize that Jesus Christ and God is the only way. And that's the same for me. I was at a pretty low point in my life when I found Jesus Christ and God, and He saved me. And that's why a lot of people convert in the first place, Why wouldn't you follow the hero that saved you? If you, a little kid, imagine this, right? A little kid is being saved out of like a very dangerous situation, like a burning building or something. Some cliche story like that. And some guy runs in there and saves them. You're probably going to look up to the person that saved you, and you're going to kind of worship him as a hero. So the same goes for Jesus Christ. And I think something similar could be said about Minecraft in terms of the experience thing, right? We all do very different things on Minecraft. There's going to be a lot of overlap, I know that much, because there's only so much that Minecraft can offer in its core premise. And I'm sure we've all played with friends on a survival world, just doing things, either adventuring, building, or just fighting each other and trolling each other, whatever it might be. But I think the similarities in Minecraft and me comparing Minecraft to life makes it a little easier for the comparison to be actually made, since the experiences are genuinely there. But I also think that concrete comparison also helps with gaining a sense of direction on where to move forward. And it's always really nice to have a sense of direction on where to go. But as always, you should seek God first if you're truly lost and don't really know where to go. But hey, if you pray to God and just ask for guidance, maybe this video was the answer to that prayer. So yeah. But in Minecraft, firstly, when you first start out, you don't really know what you're doing. Imagine you don't have any of your previous knowledge of Minecraft and you're just starting the game. You're kind of confused on what to do and you just start breaking things as you go. Maybe a few pop-ups here and there show up and you just start doing things with your inventory and stuff. God does the same with you when you're just born, right? I'm starting this at the very beginning of your life because that's how all journeys start out. There has to be a beginning and the end. And the very beginning is when God starts us out with the basics, and that's what Minecraft does. So we start out with the basics, we learn, and we get the hang of things, developing who we are and getting tools and getting skills in life. And as we move further and further along in the game of Minecraft and in the game of life, we get a little better at those things we initially started out at. Maybe in the beginning we were really clueless on the movement and, how to actually do combat. But as you start doing more and more, you get the hang of it. You get the hang of breaking blocks. It might get a little monotonous, but you understand what mobs do now, maybe what blocks do, what you can do, and the main premise of the game now being to mine and craft. And in life, as you grow up, as you get bigger, and as you grow older, your skills develop too. You learn, you develop, and you become more like the person that you are now, holding knowledge, skills, and capabilities to do things. And all of this is in preparation for the end, basically. It's a progression towards the ultimate goal in life, being to be with God and be judged righteously on the day of judgment, and in the game of Minecraft to eventually make it to the end and be the Ender Dragon. So as you start understanding the key concepts and tools and all the stuff that you have to make, you start upgrading. You get better armor, you get better tools, you get better weapons, start getting iron and all that stuff, and you're pretty well rounded now. You have good armor, you maybe have a base, you have all the tools that you need, and you can do basically anything that you truly want to with iron, or at least most of the stuff. And sooner or later, as you discover more and more in Minecraft, you realize that, iron isn't the end, but there's actually diamonds. And after getting full diamond stuff, you've kind of maxed out everything that you can get in the overworld besides maxed out enchantments. And the same is in life. As you start developing more and more, as you start upgrading those skills that you already got the concept and the hang of already, once you start truly mastering a couple things, that's when you start getting a little bored, right? In life, it's never really entertaining to just do the same things over and over and over and over, you know? If every single day was the exact same and you knew it was the exact same, things get boring and you don't want to be repeating the same things over and over, and you seek new experiences and things to do. And that's when in Minecraft you start venturing out into another dimension, the Nether, where maybe you search up a tutorial online after wondering like, what do I do next? You go to the Nether and you start collecting things. You just explore the Nether a little bit and it's a whole new thing, right? In life, you start exploring different things and you have to learn it all over again. But since you already know the main concept of just how to learn, learning how to learn sounds a little stupid, but it is what it is, right? Everything you have to learn. And that goes for learning as well. But as you start learning new things, new skills, and venturing into different areas, you might get caught by some things. You know, in the Nether, you might get caught by a gas, you die, or whatever. Or you get really close to dying and you're really low. Or you get jumped by a pack of zombie pigmen because you accidentally hit one. You start understanding and learning new things, so there's a whole new place to discover and for things to do. But then eventually you stumble across Nether Fortress. And this is where you actually need to be. What you were here in the first place to discover with the game, you know. You were supposed to come here, get the blaze rods, and eventually make Eye of Enders to go to the the stronghold. In life, you're gonna go through a similar experience like this, where the further you venture off, the further you go deeper and deeper into the world and what it has to offer, the more you're gonna start to realize that things aren't, or what you're doing right now isn't the way, you know, constantly seeking more and desiring more of the world, more worldly experiences, you slowly start to realize that that isn't the way. Although you might not have come to the big realization yet, but it's nearing soon. And as you eventually go into the Nether Fortress, you kill the blaze rods and you find what you were really here for. And this is the peak of the worldly experiences that you will most likely experience in life. You know, you experience everything that you could have wanted from the world, but you realize that this isn't what you truly wanted. You wanted something different to this. And it was just genuine fulfillment from something. And this is the moment where a lot of people start to realize and see God. When they're at their lowest point, when they've ventured truly deep into the depths of the world and what it has to offer, and they've exhausted all things, they look to God at long last. And this is pretty similar to my experience, you know. As I was a little baby, I had no idea what Christianity was. I heard a lot of things about it, but I didn't really know. And I started building more and more, just upgrading myself and developing myself into a better person. But I was doing that in a big pursuit of wanting more worldly things, you know, money, fame, all that stuff. And it's never truly about that because it didn't feel good back then. I only did it because I saw other people and the trends on social media. But now finding God, I feel truly fulfilled. But going back on, I'll dig deeper into the story later in the video, but going back to the Minecraft comparison thing, after you've gotten all the blaze rods that you needed and the blaze powder, you head back to the overworld and you start slowly climbing out of the pit that you were just in. You know, you have to fight back through all the mobs. Maybe you get jumped by another pack of zombie pigmen, but you somehow make it through and back to the portal and you're back into the overworld. You've started clawing your way back to where you initially started and you see what everything is really about. And you understand the main goal here is to rid yourself of all those worldly things and to make it to the end. And so you craft all the things that you needed. You get the Eyes of Ender. You do everything. You make it to the stronghold and you go through the portal. You go through a big battle with the Ender Dragon. You do all the things that, you might searched up online, breaking down the end crystals, going up the tower, shooting the dragon with bows, and using beds maybe, techniques, And finally, at long last, you beat the dragon. But Minecraft never was truly about beating the dragon at the very end, right? Minecraft is a game that has really no end or beginning, or it does have a beginning, but it truly has no end. You're the one who decides where it ends, and that's the same in life. As you go through that big battle with all your sins, addictions, the things that you were previously hooked on to the world, you go through that big battle, and whether or not you win that, you get something out of it. And it's realizing that your journey with God, your journey with faith, never truly ends. God's always gonna be there. He's gonna be there forever and ever until we die. And until we die is a long time for us. It may not be for God, but it is for us. Another 60 years for a lot of you watching. We have that much time ahead of us. And so our journey with faith will last for a lot longer. Probably the same amount or a lot longer than the time we spend on Minecraft. And so here's what I want you to get out of this video. It's to understand that your journey with faith, your love, your faith, and belief in God should never end. You should always hold that very thing dear to your heart right here. You need to have that faith, constantly reminding yourself of the greatness and praising God daily, praying, reading your Bible, and trying to just spread His love to the entire world. Use the things that you have at your disposal, please. For some of you watching, you don't have to start a YouTube channel like me, making videos and all that, showing your face. I'm not asking you to do that. But all you have to do is just tell a couple people online, because it's become so easy to share videos and all that. And I get that feeling where it's difficult, you feel that people might judge you for sharing that Jesus video or putting it on your story, or whatever it is. But those opinions of people of Earth don't really matter in the end, because the one that truly matters is God's opinion of you. Whether He sees you as a faithful servant or He tells you, "Depart from me, for I never knew you." You have that decision to make, and your decisions influence what God says at the very end. But if you want an example for what that actually looks like in application, take my life for example. I went into a little bit before, but I'll continue it, or I just restart entirely, right? I started off, as I initially said, starting out with the basics of life as a child, building up and experiencing what life has to offer, eating, walking, crawling, crying, doing a lot of stuff, playing games, meeting friends, talking, doing all that stuff, a million different things in life. But growing up, I learned more and more. I learned more from school. I learned from my parents. I started doing things. But as I start experiencing more and more, I climb into a deep pit. I start venturing into very dark places, venturing into porn, venturing into video games, anime, a little too much, honestly, and eating up all my time and not putting any effort into anything of value. But sooner or later, I took a change. I didn't necessarily realize that it was God at the time, but I knew I had to take a change, and I slowly changed my life, and that was definitely God's will. He changed me from being someone that was extremely unproductive and lazy to someone that was willing to work for something and had a purpose moving forward. But that purpose wasn't the right one. But His plan always works out in the very end, because He just wanted me to become a person that would be willing to accept God, and it did. And as I built myself into the person I am, slowly but surely, the person I am today, keeping up with my workouts, keeping on reading, doing all the self-improvement stuff, and just trying to stay as a decent human being helping out this planet, I found God at one point when this story, I'll just put up the video, like the little gray box thing, either up here or over there. The full story is gonna be there, but I kind of didn't do anything with the girl that I really liked, and she got a boyfriend, and nothing was really going well for me at the time, and I wanted to commit suicide. I really did. I was contemplating about that, but in the end I didn't, because Jesus and God came to save me, and I was free from all my previous shackles and chains and things that binded me before to this world. And I didn't look at the world anymore as much, and I didn't put as much focus on that. It was no longer a main motivation for me. But what motivates me now is this what God would do? Is this what Jesus would do? And that's what makes me want to spread the message so much. And for those that, I'm guessing most of you watching are Christian already, but if you're not, I'm not asking you to completely convert, because that's up to your choice. I can't control you, and I'm just a guy on the internet, right? You don't have to listen to me. But I'd highly suggest just researching and looking into Christianity a little bit. I'm surprised, or I'll be surprised if you don't find something interesting in there, or at least a good verse or two in the Bible, because you can choose to believe that Jesus didn't rise from the dead and he's not God, right? We have different beliefs and faiths, but you should at least believe Jesus Christ is a real person, because there's a bunch of artifacts and historical artifacts that prove he was a real person. But yeah, that's about it for me. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you found something helpful from this little Chinese guy, Chinese kid yapping on his camera. He's almost 18 now. Yeah, I'm turning 18 in 9 months or so, so expect a special video at that time. But I hope you found something really impactful from this video, because I really wanted this to reach out to a very special audience, right? But I really appreciate you for sticking to the end here, but that's about it for me. I don't want to take up much more of your time. I've already eaten up like 20 minutes of your time already, so yeah. Stay consistent, stay disciplined, and keep on building that relationship with God, all right? Mwah.